skiing visit with my sisters. Spent a week in Cody, and then spent a week in my sister's driveway. It was awesome to stay with them for a week. It was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Watched a lot of movies. Went on an outstanding hike with my sister Mary. Had some good food. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. So I told my sister to be prepared, because when we come back through, we're just going to stay in her driveway. It worked out great.
Just missed your niece is all.
Yep, I missed my grandniece. Sorry, Kyle, we missed you, but we'll catch you on the rebound. We're headed to the Devil Tower area, which is in Hewlett, Wyoming, which is over on the east side of Wyoming. So we're gonna go scoot over there, try to drive as much as we can today, and then hopefully tomorrow and the next night we'll stay actually in right next to the tower. So we're hoping to get some good footage there, and I want to do some research on the geological makeup of Devil's Tower. So I'm going to start doing that research and give you guys that information, because it's a pretty interesting piece of geology right there out in the middle of nowhere. So that's where we're headed. And
we're looking for aliens, really. I mean, come on, we want to find the aliens. We want a third encounter.
I don't know that we're going to find any aliens. We will keep our eyes open, but I doubt that we are going to run across any aliens. Everybody, we are at Devil's Tower, Wyoming. As you can see, it's up behind us. It's a glorious day. There's a ton of people here, but we're gonna hike around the base of it, which is about 1.3 miles.
Yep.
So the path that goes around the bottom of the tower is about 1.3 miles, and it's all paved. It's beautiful. I mean, it's easy. There's a steep start to it, but then once you get to the bottom of the boulder field, then this path is
a little steep part here.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's kind of like rolling hills.
And there's benches along the way to stop at.
There's a ton of climbers on the rock today. Tons.
Beautiful day
on the tower, yeah. And I think we saw 7 coming over, and then there's 2 on this side, and there's like 4 on the other side. They're all over the place, which is just astounding. I don't think I can make it. So the climbing that they do on this mountain is called crack climbing.
Yeah, so they insert these things in the inside, and it holds them up.
Wow.
Interesting.
Devil's Tower was named a national monument in 1906 by President Roosevelt and is sacred ground for over 20 Native American tribes who perform ceremonies in the park each year. The tower stands at 867 feet from the top of the boulder base, and geologists agree it started underground by molten lava, but cannot agree on how the lava cooled to form the tower. There are at least 3 different theories you can research using the listed websites. Back in 1941, George Hopkins parachuted to the top of the tower but was unprepared for the descent and was stranded on top for 6 days while the Park Services contracted with a successful tower climber, Jake Durrance, to build a team to get George down, which they did. The route they took is called the Durrance Route and is one of the most popular routes climbers take today. Half the Park is After Dark is a slogan established by astronomer Dr. Tyler Norgan, who has been working with the U.S. National Park Services since 1995 to raise astronomy awareness and to remind everyone the night sky is an important component of our national parks. Ray and I took advantage of the phenomenal stargazing opportunities at Devil's Tower, and here are some of our amateur photography shots.
Good morning. We are on our way out of Devil's Tower. It was a beautiful stay. I love this place. We stayed at the National Park in a campground that's inside of the actual National Monument. And I think there's like 50 sites, no hookups, but they do have potable water on a spigot, and they have restrooms, but no showers or anything like that. So it's not a bad stay. We were here for 3 nights. Great stargazing if you are into that.
If you could stay up till about 11:30,
Yeah.
that's about when the best stuff is.
Yeah, because it doesn't really get dark until about that time. There's a visitor center there, and then there's like a 1.3 mile walk around the bottom. Really nice view. You get to see all sides of the tower, which are different, by the way, and saw a slew of climbers on the tower over the 3 days that we were here. I mean, just a ton of climbers. There are many routes that they can take up. You have to register. You can't just start climbing. But it was really a good stay. We really
Some
enjoyed
were
it.
climbing at night even.
Yeah, we saw the very first night, we saw people coming down. You can't stay up there, so if you go up, you have to come down all in the same day. And it was like 9:30, and there were a couple of flashlights on the tower, on the side of the tower, so they were coming down. It was pretty cool. I think I got a picture of it with my phone, but it didn't come out very good, but I'll drop it in here so you guys can see it. It was really, I can't fathom climbing down that thing in the middle of the night, because it's pretty dark.
Even broad daylight.
Even in broad daylight. I mean, it's just an outstanding monument. It's not a national park, it's a monument. So if you have the time, it's kind of out of the way, but if you have the time and can do a couple of days, you should come here, camp at that campground.
Turn left.
And kind of just enjoy the area. It was beautiful. Very hot. Don't get me wrong, the last couple days have been like in the 90s, so it's very warm.
Continue straight.
Continue straight, lady. We haven't turned left yet.
Turn left still.
So anyway, that's where we were. We are now on our way over to Rapid City in South Dakota. We'll be there for 4 or 5 days and visit Mount Rushmore, the Badlands, all of those good areas in there. We are actually in South Dakota by Rapid City, and we are on our way to the Mount Rushmore Monument. Unfortunately, we have discovered via the website that the visitor center, the row of national flags, and part of the Presidential Trail are closed for the rest of 2019 due to construction. So we're not sure exactly
What we get to see?
what we're gonna get to experience with this particular trip. We have been to Mount Rushmore before, several years ago, and we were able to do all of that stuff.
Plus the Thomas Jefferson ice cream, which was the best part.
Yes, it was very delicious. I don't know if that's open or not. That's where we're headed. Hopefully it won't be too warm. We're only here today and tomorrow, and then we're back on the road. We're staying in 1,000 Trails no, we're not. We're staying in an RPI resort. It's very nice. It's massive. There's over 400 sites.
But it's well spaced out. It's not
Very well
crammed.
spaced out.
It's not like a Las Vegas where you're
Right.
right on top of somebody.
It is real. It's called Hart Ranch, and it's below the southern
Below
side
Rapid
of
City.
Rapid City. Very nice. Had a pretty cool looking thunderstorm last night. I got some footage of that. I'll put that out. That is what we're up to.
The presidential carvings on Mount Rushmore took 18 years from suggestion to completion. Back in 1923, it was originally proposed the subjects of the carvings be Old Western heroes, but the approached sculptor Gutzon Bulgram suggested the carvings have a broader appeal, so 4 of our past presidents were selected as the subjects. In 1927, carvings began.
No!
So for those of you that are unaware, National Treasure 2 was actually filmed here on Mount Rushmore. It's where they actually found the treasure. It was behind Mount Rushmore, and then it went underneath Mount Rushmore, and apparently Mount Rushmore was built to hide the treasure.
Conspiracy.
Yep.
The original design was to depict the presidents from head to waist, but ultimately funding ran out, so the heads were only completed. The chosen presidents represent the following: nation's birth, George Washington, our first president, whose monument was dedicated in 1930. Growth, Thomas Jefferson, our third president, dedicated in 1936. Development, Theodore Roosevelt, our 26th president, dedicated in 1939. And preservation, Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, dedicated in 1937. There was also a bill established in 1937 to add Susan B. Anthony to the monument, but the bill did not pass, also due to funding. The chronological history of this monument is extremely interesting and a fascinating read. You can visit the following website to get additional information on this historical presidential monument.
So Ray and I are at Mount Rushmore, and
Thomas Jefferson ice cream, of course.
the ice
Gotta
cream
have it.
was open,
It's almost gone, sorry.
so we're eating it in the shade. It's pretty crowded here for it not being very open. The Flags isn't open, and part of the presidential trail is open, but the visitor center's open, bookstore's open, gift shop's open, and the food mart.
About 17 miles southwest of Mount Rushmore is the Crazy Horse Memorial. Back in the early 40s, Chief Henry Standing Bear approached Korczak Zelkowski to sculpt a memorial of Crazy Horse. Korczak agreed, and the first drilling took place in 1948. As you can see, this memorial is not complete and is still under construction today. Included in the price of admission, you can roam around an excellent and large visitor center displaying Indian art and artifacts, along with a gift shop. There's also a short movie on the history of this project you can watch. The memorial is not federally funded. In fact, Korczak did not want to go that route, feeling that if they did, the memorial would not be completed to their desired outcome. So instead, funding has and will continue to come from guest admissions and donations from individuals and partners to the foundation. In conjunction to the memorial, the foundation is working on expanding their established university and medical education programs in the area. Although Korczak passed away in 1982 and his wife, Ruth, in 2014, their children and grandchildren continue as managers and staff members on this project today, and they apply the same dedication and passion as their parents did.